Welcome back to your third session for your Craving Change course. As always, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to post them in the group and we'll either address them throughout the week or at the live stream on Sunday. In the last two videos, we've seen how our environment can have a powerful influence on our eating habits. So let's narrow our focus and look at how living in a human body influences our eating behaviors. The human body is designed to survive. We need to eat and drink fluids in order to stay alive. Yet our body can be very adaptable if it needs to be. The way our body works, or our physiology, is very complex. Our body produces different hormones and chemical messengers in response to our eating patterns and our lifestyle. Our body can adjust its metabolism if needed. So in some cases, these responses can lead to food cravings. Certain hormones, like cortisol, can signal our body to store the calories we eat more efficiently, making it more difficult to control our weight. It can be very helpful to understand how your body works so that you can work with it rather than against it. Skipping breakfast is one of the strongest predictors of weight gain. I used to be really bad for this. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning to get ready for the start of my shift, and the very idea of eating something turned my stomach. Nowadays, I'm still super busy in the morning, and it's tricky to eat something before I get on with my busy day, but now I always have something for breakfast. The body responds to this as an extended fast, as if there were a shortage of food. So since our body's main goal is to survive, it'll compensate by slowing down our metabolism, which means that we store extra calories as fat and need fewer calories to survive. But the problem is we don't often eat fewer calories to match this. There's a greater chance that we will have cravings or eat more in the afternoon if we skip breakfast. Going for a long time without eating can affect our body's physiology, the way our body functions. So our liver releases glucose or sugar into our bloodstream for energy if we haven't eaten in a while, in response to our blood sugars being low. But this puts you at risk of liver issues or even diabetes. And when our blood sugar is low, it's often much more difficult to resist the less healthy choices. It's more difficult to eat mindfully and to be able to accurately judge our portion sizes. Strong food cravings might actually just be hunger. Inactivity can release hormones and chemical messengers, which make it difficult for us to control weight with diet alone. Our environment doesn't help this situation either. With modern technology and conveniences, our daily activities require very little physical effort. With access to a phone and computer, we can work, feed ourselves, go shopping, visit with our friends and relatives, pay our bills, and have fun without even getting up off the couch. There's a lot of research going on about the relationship between stress, a lack of sleep, and weight management. Cortisol, our survival hormone, works to make sure that we have enough fuel for our body in times of stress. Cortisol is getting a lot of attention in the news lately as being the bad stress hormone, but that's not necessarily the case. When we're stressed, our bodies are functioning at a very high level and need lots of energy. So cortisol is one of those things that makes sure that we have the fuel our body needs. And this fuel is called glucose, which is sugar, and it's what our cells are looking for. In times of stress, our body is pushed to the max, and our overworked cells feel like they can never get enough energy. So they call out to the brain in the only way they know how, and this is by sending out hunger signals. This makes us overeat or seek out comfort foods in times of stress. When we don't sleep well or don't get enough hours of sleep, our body releases a hormone called ghrelin. And I don't know if you've noticed, but when we don't have a good sleep, we often crave the high carbohydrate, high fat foods like breads and pizza and pasta dishes. And this is all to give our body the extra glucose it needs to manage on this low amount of sleep. There was a study done in World War II about restrictive diets. Male participants had their food intake strictly controlled to provide approximately half of the calories of their usual diet. These men were expected to lose 25% of their body weight over 6 months, which kind of sounds like many of those miracle diets or pills or shakes or supplements or wraps that are advertised all the time, doesn't it? 25% of your body weight in 6 months. The researchers were surprised, though, by the emotional and behavioral changes in the men. Many became irritable and socially isolated. They lost interest in activities that they usually enjoyed, and some even developed depression. They demonstrated a decrease in their level of concentration as they reported constant thoughts about food and eating. And a subgroup of the men developed a serious problem with binge eating after the study. Something else that was interesting to note is that the study's semi-starvation diet provides more calories than many of today's fad diets. So that's something to think about if you're considering a special diet that has really low calories. Just take a look at that big long list of symptoms. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to complete the Facebook poll for today and to see how your body is influencing your eating habits. Start to be more aware of the environmental influences on your eating, as well as how your body might be changing your eating habits also. There is a little information sheet also in your workbook that's called Eating Under the Influence of Your Body. That's it for today. See you guys tomorrow.